Do painter's tools and makeup go together? No. Of course not, but today we're gonna make it go together. I thought it'd be fun to try and do a full face of makeup using synthetic makeup brushes. We have a paint spatula over here. I bought these little painter sponges. I don't really know what people do with these, but it's on Amazon under the painter's tools section, so we're gonna give it a whirl. Let's get started. For brows, we're gonna start off with the ABH Dip Brow. So I'm gonna take just a small angled brush like this because, duh, what else would I use for my brows? I haven't used this in such a long time and I'm kind of scared. It's still soft inside, which is kind of shocking. It's been probably like 2 years since I've used this exact one just because I didn't like the Sharpie brows I'd end up getting. Okay, so my brows are already pretty full, which is nice. So I'm just gonna try and line them and fill in any sparse areas just to kind of get them a bit more situated and structured. Let's just connect the tail end right here. And then underneath, I just have this little section right at the arch that I need to fill in a little bit. And then for the front, I'm just gonna lay my brush kind of flat and flick upwards just to fill them in a smidge. Not too much, because again, we wanna stay away from those blocked Sharpie brows. Okay, that's not bad actually. Not bad at all. It's been a hot second, like I said, since I've used Dip Brow, so I'm a little apprehensive, but not bad. I am gonna cheat and use a spoolie just because there isn't one in here, and I do wanna make them look kind of nice, you know? I mean, not bad at all actually. My brows are looking good enough. This one is great. This one, meh. So let's go in foundation. I'm gonna use my trusty Milani 2-in-1 Conceal and Perfect. This is in the shade 00 Light Natural. As always, I'm just gonna pump this onto the back of my hand, and you can tell this is my trusty favorite because I'm literally running out. This is not gonna be enough to do this whole face. Milani, come on. Why am I acting like it's their fault when I didn't restock? Just kidding, I have an extra one on the side. I didn't even realize it. Ugh. That'll be enough. Okay, so for this, I dampened, is that a word, dampened? We're gonna go with that. Actually, this one's wetter, like me.
You're coming home with me.
So I'm gonna use this for my foundation. I'm just gonna stamp into this and see how it goes. I'm hoping this works well. I don't know what I'm anticipating, but hopefully it blends nicely. Ooh. Right away, we're gonna go with ooh. This is not cute. Ooh, that's not cute. Well, that's not cute at all. This is very, very blotchy, gross. Maybe it'll blend out nicely, but in person, not cute. It pretty much looks like if your foundation were to separate throughout the day, it's giving that right away.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
All I can hope for is that if I just do a couple layers, that maybe it'll fill in and kind of like solidify, because right now my entire face looks like static. It's giving that girl that like climbs out of that TV and like kills people in like 7 days. Like her, like yeah, this is giving me static. Like that's what I think of immediately. Oh my God, this is giving nothing. This is giving nothing good. Okay, literally 4 layers of foundation later, literally 4 layers. It's good enough to move on to concealer. So now we're gonna go in with the One Size Beauty Turn Up the Base Butter Silk Concealer. For this, I'm actually just gonna apply it on the back of this painter spatula, and then we'll kind of go in wherever we need to go. Like, yes, I could use a brush for this, but also I wanna kind of like use more than just brushes for this video, you know what I'm saying? And we'll take it up diagonally. Okay.
Okay.
As I'm applying this, I immediately remember why I don't like this concealer, and that's just because it runs very, very yellow. Okay, let me just plop some in the middle of my forehead. Normally this is supposed to be a circle, but we're not gonna get a real good circle with a spatula. Okay, so I'm gonna take one of those little painter sponges again and start blending this out. Again, it looks atrocious right off the bat. It literally just looks like I'm separating my makeup, and I'm actually probably literally separating my makeup. But I'm gonna try my best and kind of see what we get out of this. At the end of the day, it's just meant to be fun. I don't expect to end this video looking like a snatched god. I just expect to like look decent. Wow, this is just separating so badly. I'm really nervous about my under eyes. This is not comfortable on the skin at all. Like, I didn't expect it to be, but like, it's just not. It's literally like a Brillo pad. But I did not expect this. Oh my God, it's literally yellow.
Oh my God.
I did not expect this to look good underneath my eyes, especially because like, hello, fine lines, texture, all the things that humans have. And this is just obviously accentuating and like making it a million times worse. Wow, oh my effing God.
What the fuck? Then what? Then what?
Okay, I need to go wet this again because it's dry as hell. Okay, after a lot of work and adding a little bit of a lighter, brighter concealer, it's not as yellow, but the tones are definitely off. The undertones are not what I want them to be, but my under eyes hurt so badly because the skin under your eyes is sensitive as it is, it's delicate, and going in with something that's like basically sandpaper Not fun, don't recommend. So I'm gonna try and fix this a little bit more with some setting powder. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Lavender Setting Powder, one of my favorites, and hopefully that little bit of purple undertone will cancel out the yellow a little bit. So I'm just gonna use a flat little rounded brush for this and kind of set this into place. I'm just gonna tap it in, and of course it's gonna go everywhere, but it is what it is. At the end of this video, my skin is gonna be so cakey, and I'm kind of known for having a really nice complexion. I just love my technique, but this on the other hand, not cute. Okay, I've let this sit on my face for a few seconds. I'm just gonna take a small artistic fan brush. This is basically the same as a regular fan brush that nobody really uses anyway. And we're just gonna brush this away. I feel like this is the best option just because it's light and fluffy. If I use anything more dense, it's obviously gonna really mess up my makeup, which at this point might not be a bad thing. And honestly, in person, most of that yellow from the concealer is basically gone. Like, it's definitely been salvaged, like, thank God. Alrighty, let's move on to my favorite part of my makeup routine, and that is bronzer. We're going with my tried and true Fenty Beauty bronzer in the shade Into Sun. Again, I'm gonna go with that fan brush because all the rest of the brushes are very flat and dense, and this is the only one that would make sense. And also, I don't want to destroy this bronzer any more than I have, because I actually went in with this with a hammer in a doing my makeup with construction tools video, and I don't want to cause any more harm to her because she's amazing. So this, I'm just gonna start stamping over the high points of my face. Anywhere I put my bronzer normally is where I'm gonna put it today, of course. I'm just gonna have to definitely go into this a lot because it's very flat, and since the brush isn't super dense, it's not picking up a lot, but it's also not dense enough to where it's nice and airy and fluffy, which is what I like, that really diffused kind of bronze glow. So I'm just gonna kind of stamp this in, and then I'll try and work it out as best as I can to kind of ultimately get that bronzing effect. So we're just gonna go around the perimeter of my face, bring some life back into this face, because right now we're looking dead, we're looking gross, and we don't want that. Okay, so bronzer is not looking too bad. It could definitely be better, but it's really starting to bring my face together and fix a lot of the things that weren't looking so cute. We do need to do some nose contour, and again, I'm gonna go in with kind of a flat angled brush like this. I just feel like this would be the best option out of all these brushes. I'm just trying to use as many of them as I can. So again, we're going in with the same Fenty Beauty bronzer, and I'm just gonna kind of take a line right down the side of my nose, pretty much what I normally do, but I always like to flick it upwards into my brow, just to connect them slightly. I don't know what this really looks like on camera yet. Ooh, that's harsh. Don't worry, we'll blend it out. But in person, my skin is not looking cute, and it makes me kind of upset because normally my skin looks kind of cute. Okay, we're going back with this beauty and kind of stamping over it just to soften it up a little bit. So this should do okay since I'm just blending out a powder product and not really applying anything. I'm just being very gentle with it because I don't want to disturb the foundation underneath it, because wouldn't want my face to look disgusting or anything. Let's move on to blush. So I'm gonna go in with my new favorite. This is the One Size Beauty Cheek Clapper Blush Trio. This, I'm just gonna take a flat, what is this called? Painter's brush? Good God. Now with this, I wanna be careful because this is pretty dense. So if I go with this shade at the top, I feel like it's gonna be way too much. So I'm gonna go with just the shade in the middle. This shade is called Yes Sir.
That's what she said.
Definitely wanna tap off the excess on that. And I'm just going to like, oh my God, it's still gonna be so intense. Oh, it's so blinding, it's so blinding. And I tapped it off too, like twice. Maybe I can blend it out enough to where it's not gonna look terrible, but oh my God. It's gonna be a sharp blush moment today, oh my Lord. Let me just get it on the other side too, just so I can have something on my face, and I'll just try and blend it out as best as I can. Oh my gosh. Let me turn this brush sideways, that way it's not as harsh of an angle. And if I just like keep smacking it, I think it's kind of blending it out. That's not horrible. I'm definitely gonna stamp back over it with my foundation sponge, I guess, that's what it even is. This has a little bit of foundation left on it, which isn't a bad thing because it should help tone it down. Oh no, this is the one with concealer, I believe. I think this is the foundation one. They're all starting to kind of look the same on these sponges. But let's kind of stamp that over and hopefully it tones it down a bit. Yeah, let me just keep working this in. That's definitely helping. I mean, look over there. That's harsh AF. Over here, much softer. Okay, we're salvaging it. This whole entire video is just gonna be me freaking out about how badly something looks and then fixing it somehow. Let's get some setting spray on because, duh, I wanna keep this on all day. I mean, wouldn't you? So we're gonna go with the Milani Make It Last Matte Setting Spray. This has a 16-hour wear, which for most people, I don't know why you'd want makeup on your face for 16 hours, because for me, that's a hell no. It smells strange, but I know Milani setting spray works so well. It's absolutely one of my favorite brands ever. Like, sponsor me, please. Okay, a little bit more. That's it. Okay, lastly for my base, we're going in with my absolute favorite Blend Bunny Cosmetics Noctilucent Highlighter Palette. So cute, and if you just happen to see some highlighter fall out, that's because I went in with construction tools last time I used this and kind of dug into it, which isn't cute, so sorry, Blend Bunny. But I will say the highlighter was so blinding on my face, it literally worked like a charm, and it was a 10 out of 10, but that's besides the point. So I'm gonna go in with shade Far Out here. It's so hard to catch the light to really show you, but the actual reflect in this is very, very purpley, and I love that. I'm just going to kind of coat my brush as best as I can. Yeah, you see the purple? Yeah. I'm just going to fan this all over. I love this highlighter so much because it's very glittery, because I'm the first person to be like, I'll skip the highlighter, not my favorite thing. But just the way this catches the light is so beautiful. And there's so many different shades to choose from. There's 6 shades to choose from to be exact. And they all have such beautiful shifts in them. I will say be careful if you have textured skin, just because this will accentuate the texture a bit. And for most people, myself included, if we have some texture, we don't typically want to bring attention to it, you know? You want to hide it. Like, look at that. That is so beautiful. That purple. But you see, I have this little zit that decided to pop up overnight after just yesterday talking about how beautiful and clear my skin finally was. This bish shows up and accentuates it, but we're all human, we have skin, we have texture. People can get over it. Okay, for eyes, I've decided I'm gonna do one eye off camera just so I can kind of gather my bearings or whatever people say, just so I can kind of figure out what brushes I wanna use like on the spot and kind of come up with something simple but workable. If that's a word, I don't know. We're making up all kinds of words today, but I'll be right back and then I'll show you how to do the other eye. Okay, this is the look I came up with. Super easy, super simple, because more than anything, I needed it to be super simple and super easy. So we're going in with the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Dollhouse palette. So I'm starting off with a flat brush like this, dipping into the shade Vintage. And I'm just gonna start by stamping this on my inner and outer corners. The more you can make it a circle right now, the better. I know this is like a square brush, but the more I can make it a circle, the better. Not gonna lie, this brush actually gets into my inner corner much better. I can really actually hit that inner corner like all the way in. And I love that for me. Like if y'all catch me using actual like painter's brushes for eyeshadow in the future, like don't clock me. Now I'm taking a rounded brush and we're gonna dip into the shade Pose. Okay, for this, I'm just gonna start stamping it on all around the edges just to soften it up. It's okay if you start losing some of that core pigmentation of the first shade, meaning it gets lighter, as you can see it is. We can go right back in with a little bit of that first darker shade just to build it up a little bit more. At the end of the day, whatever you like is all that matters. Okay, that's looking good. So now I'm gonna go in with another flat rounded brush. This one's much larger. I'm gonna dip into the shade Pin Curls, which is this beautiful shimmer here at the top. Now this, I'm gonna tilt my head back just so it doesn't get all over my face. And I'm just gonna stamp this in anywhere that there is not currently eyeshadow. What I like to do is also take it over into the shadow that is there just slightly, just to kind of blend it in. You're gonna get more of a gradient effect that way. And for me having hooded eyes, I like to take it up a bit higher than my crease so that when I blink you can see it a bit more. Then take that flat brush that we were just using a second ago and kind of blend everything together as best you can. Just stamp, stamp, stamp. Usually does a great job. Okay, so for under eye, we're gonna go in with a very thin brush. I'm gonna go in with the dark shade we've used first, which was Vintage. And this I'm just gonna run all underneath my lower lash line. Just keep going all the way across, outer corner, inner corner, and just flick it pretty quickly just so it kind of blends itself out rather easily. Okay, let me throw on some liner, mascara, and lashes, and I'll come back to show you the lip. Okay, I'm back. What do we think? I think the eyes look stunning. I was having a lash moment, but we're past that. It's okay. Time for the final step with this routine, which is lips. Okay, so for lips, I'll be trying out a new shade of the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Matte Lip Cream. So this is in the shade Runaway. I smell all my makeup, I don't know why. If I've never used it before, I just want to know what it smells like. Anyway, so I'm just gonna put this on the back of my hand to see the color. Beautiful dark brown, I'm okay with that. So I'm just gonna put a bunch of this on the back of my hand just so I can use a brush and scoop out of it. I'm gonna be going with a brush like this. Okay, so let me just load up the brush and start going to town. I'm just gonna kind of go all over first and then get a little precise with it. That's a pretty color. Now my worry is that since this is a lip mousse, it's not as opaque, which means I might need a couple layers. Okay, here you have it, a full face of makeup using painter's tools. Now, not gonna lie, from the beginning, I actually thought this was gonna go better than it did. I don't think it's bad, by all means. This is definitely like good enough for like sitting inside my house and not leaving and going anywhere. Like, do I even wanna take Instagram photos? To be decided. I just assumed that using paintbrushes, since they're kind of similar to regular makeup brushes, that like things would just blend out a little bit better and easier than it did and apply better. And it took a little bit of extra work. What I really was most surprised by were these bad boys, these painter sponge things. Like feeling the texture of them, they're very coarse, they're very scratchy, but I just assumed because they're spongy that it would just, like it would apply foundation and my concealer better. We had a few hiccups with the concealer. That was a shade issue, not necessarily a product issue. It's still a little bit yellow, don't love it, but again, did we have super high hopes and expectations? Absolutely not. But did we do the damn thing in the end? We sure as hell did. Please, 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 in the comments below, let me know what you thought about today's video and what else you'd like to see me apply my makeup with next. I'm thinking kitchen utensils, but you tell me.
What?
But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. So I thought this would be super fun to see if I can do a full face of makeup using... So please let me know in the comments below what you thought about today's video doing a full face of makeup. Please in the comments below let me know I'm actually going to be trying out for the first time the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Lip Mousse. So don't forget to hit that subscribe. So for lips, I'm going to be trying out a new matte blend. So for lips, I'm going to be trying out a new Blend Bunny Cosmetics. So we're going in with the One Size Beauty Butter Silk. What is this? Oh yeah. So we're going, oh my gosh. So we're now, and for me having Hooded Hot. Okay, starting off with brows, we're going to go in the ABH. Okay, so for brows, I'm going to go with the ABH Brow. What is this? The brow, Jesus. And then we'll put this all over. Especially under eyes. We did have a few hiccups with under eye concealer, for example. So we did have a few hiccups. This should be okay just because I'm blending out a powder product. And is he really putting up shutters right now when I'm literally filming and he's right outside my window? Don't forget to hit that subscribe. Oh my God. Jesus fucking Christ.